Welcome back to High Stakes. Elevate your betting game by hitting that subscribe button and ensure you never miss out on our daily content. Want exclusive access to premium betting picks? Join our Patreon. Links are waiting for you in the comment section below. Stay ahead of the game with High Stakes. Youngstown State versus Ohio State. Ohio State heads into Monday's matchup, riding high after a powerful season-opening win. The Buckeyes look to carry that momentum forward against their in-state rivals, and with standout performances from players like Mobley, Ohio State's offensive potential appears strong. If Mobley continues to excel, the Buckeyes could find themselves with a valuable offensive asset on home court. Last season, Ohio State went 17-18-1 against the spread and managed an even 11-11 record after victories. Meanwhile, Youngstown State was 15-13 against the spread. Given the current form, Ohio State is positioned well to come out on top. Prediction: Ohio State to win. While Youngstown State's offense shined last season, averaging 81.2 points per game and ranking 24th nationally, their defense left room for improvement, allowing 70.2 points per game, 120th in the NCAA. The Penguins also maintained a brisk pace, averaging 72.8 possessions per game and ranking 68th nationally, indicating a tendency toward high-scoring affairs. With Ohio State's offense already showing promise this season, the game's pace and scoring outlook point toward a high total. Betting on the over is a solid choice for this matchup. Prediction: over the total points. St. Peter's versus Rutgers. Rutgers brings a robust and disciplined defense into this matchup, one capable of disrupting St. Peter's offensive rhythm. Known for their physicality and control on the boards, the Scarlet Knights can limit St. Peter's scoring opportunities by challenging open shots and minimizing second-chance points. On the offensive side, Rutgers possesses the depth and talent to establish and hold a strong lead, making the team well-positioned to cover the spread. Prediction: Rutgers minus 15.5 points. The defensive prowess of Rutgers and their more methodical pace suggest a low-scoring game. The Scarlet Knights excel at restricting high-percentage looks and controlling the tempo, which could significantly reduce the number of possessions and overall scoring chances for both teams. St. Peter's offense, which relies on offensive rebounds and putbacks, may struggle against Rutgers' size and rebounding strength, likely forcing them into less efficient shots. Given the matchup dynamics and slower pace, the under looks like a favorable play. Prediction: under 130.5 points. Stony Brook versus George Mason. Both Stony Brook and George Mason have had early season struggles on offense, which suggests this game may be closer than the spread indicates. A comparison of each team's performance against a common opponent, Marquette, shows that the Seawolves scored 62 points while the Patriots managed 63 points, indicating a fairly even matchup offensively. With both teams struggling to find consistent scoring, Stony Brook looks well-positioned to cover the spread at plus 12.5 points. Prediction: Stony Brook Seawolves plus 12.5 points. The offenses for both teams have been lackluster so far, with Stony Brook averaging 67.5 points per game on 40.7% shooting, while George Mason is putting up 69.0 points per game on just 39.4% shooting. Both defenses have stats that reflect facing a strong team in Marquette, but there's little to suggest an offensive breakout in this matchup. Stony Brook's defense has logged 1 block and 11 steals over their first 2 games, while George Mason has tallied 3 blocks and 10 steals through their first 4 halves. Given these factors, the under is a strong play. Prediction: under 142.5 points. Buffalo versus Notre Dame. The Buffalo Bulls enter this game with a solid 2-0 record, but their season started with low expectations as they were picked last in the MAC preseason poll and had no players selected to the all-conference teams. In a thrilling win against Old Dominion, Buffalo managed an 83-82 victory with Tyson Dunn leading the way, scoring 24 points on an impressive 10 for 14 shooting performance, along with 6 rebounds and 10 assists. Despite their early wins, Buffalo showed defensive vulnerabilities in their recent game, especially struggling against a Division III opponent, which could be an issue against a well-organized Notre Dame squad. Notre Dame, on the other hand, is 1-0 having dominated Stonehill with a decisive 89-60 win in their opener. Picked 10th in the ACC preseason poll, the Fighting Irish benefit from continuity, with returning talent and experience allowing them to execute a highly efficient offense. Notre Dame shot over 50% from the field and nearly 48% from three-point range, while also commanding the boards with a 50-23 rebounding edge. Key contributors like Marcus Burton and Braden Shrewsbury, who each scored 18 points in their first game, provide the firepower Notre Dame needs to secure a comfortable victory here. Prediction: Notre Dame Fighting Irish minus 21 points. Buffalo ranks 100th in pace per game according to KenPom, while Notre Dame plays at a much slower tempo, ranked beyond 350th. The Fighting Irish will likely dictate the pace, forcing Buffalo into a slower, more methodical game, which will favor Notre Dame's defensive structure. Given Buffalo's recent defensive issues and Notre Dame's control over the tempo, this game is expected to be low-scoring. Prediction: under 148.5 points. Western Michigan versus Butler. Western Michigan opened their season with a 60-56 loss to Coastal Carolina, struggling offensively as they shot just 34.6% from the field and a mere 20% from three-point range. Despite never leading, the Broncos displayed some defensive resilience, limiting Coastal Carolina to 30% from beyond the arc and forcing just 2 fast break points. Marquis Strickland and Donovan Williams each scored 13 points, while Javon Hanna contributed 10 points and 7 rebounds. Though they managed to get to the free throw line frequently, they converted just 60.7% of their 28 attempts, which significantly hurt their scoring. Butler, meanwhile, also experienced an upset loss, falling 68-66 to Austin Peay at home. After trailing by as much as 14 points in the second half, the Bulldogs made a valiant comeback, but ultimately missed a potential game-winning three-pointer at the buzzer. Butler shot 42.9% overall, including just 28% from three-point range. Patrick McCaffrey led with 23 points and 8 rebounds, while Pierre Brooks II added 13 points and 7 rebounds. Defensively, Butler held Austin Peay to 23.5% shooting from beyond the arc, but they allowed 45.2% from the field and struggled to control the paint, where they gave up 44 points. Both teams have had sluggish starts offensively, and neither has exceeded 70 points in any game this season. Western Michigan has shown defensive potential, but will likely struggle to keep up with Butler's more disciplined, experienced roster. Butler's slower pace and defensive strength could further stymie the Broncos' offense, which has already been lackluster. The Bulldogs' depth is a concern, but they should be able to control the game tempo and make use of their starters' experience, especially from players like Brooks II and John Telfort. Prediction: Butler minus 16.5 points. Given both teams' offensive struggles and the Bulldogs' preference for a slower pace, this matchup is likely to remain low-scoring. Butler's defense should keep Western Michigan in check, while their own offense may see moderate improvement but won't necessarily lead to a high-scoring affair. Prediction: under 146.5 points.